Alright, so today it's Foundation Friday. This is where I try out a new foundation every single Friday on my channel. Why did my voice just crack? This foundation almost turned my notifications off for all of my comments / all social media because I don't think I've ever heard the word ColourPop more in my entire life. I think this has been one of the most requested foundations from you guys of all time. I did order this myself, so I waited to get it in the mail, and now we are filming. I am on ColourPop's PR list, but sometimes I don't get all of their mailings, so I just wanted to order this one so I knew I would have it in my hands. So the highly anticipated ColourPop No Filter Foundation retails for $12. You actually don't get a full ounce of product in here. You get 0.85 fluid ounces of product, so a little bit less than the standard fluid ounce. It comes in 42 shades, which is amazing. The cool thing with the shades too is that they actually have a match by brand thing on their website and to find your shade. So it'll kind of give you shade comparisons, what you are in other brands. Hopefully you'll be able to find a shade in this foundation. It goes fair. I wish I had the lightest ones to swatch for you guys just to show you, but looking at the shade comparisons when I did that by brand, I ended up ordering two shades, Fair 30 and Fair 20. So those were based on what I was looking at, what I thought were going to be the closest shade matches for me. So you guys will see how that works in the demo and which one I go with. It says it's full coverage, has a natural matte finish, is oil-free, lightweight, blends smoothly. You can build it up or sheer it out. It's supposed to have soft blurring pigments, feel natural, and it's cruelty-free and vegan. So for 12 bucks, 42 shades, cruelty-free and vegan. That just shows that all of those things can be done at an affordable price point. So I'm going to start swatches right here so you can see what the shades Fair 20 and Fair 30 look like compared to some of my other foundations. All right, swatch time. So right here's the ColourPop No Filter Foundation in Fair 20 and the shade Fair 30. Next over is NARS Natural Radiant Foundation in Mont Blanc, CYO Life Proof in 101, which is pretty good shade match for me. This is the Lancome Regenerate Lift Foundation that I reviewed, when was that? Last week? A couple weeks ago? This is in the shade 140, and I just wanted to update you guys. I did purchase the shade 110, and it's actually darker than 140 and more orangey, so I've been wearing this foundation almost every day. I love it. The shade 140 is a little bit dark, but I can make it work. It almost like gives me a little bit of a tan or something. And then right here's the It Cosmetics CC Cream Illumination in the shade Fair. I feel like CYO always gives a good reference for undertone because this one is obviously the most like grayish neutral out of all these. So here they are. Side note, Shadow and Schmooze is coming next week. I'm like dying to just sit down and talk to you guys because all my videos have been pre-filmed and I just feel like I want to talk and catch up. But if you're excited for Foundation Friday and you enjoy these videos, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. If you're new here, you can join the Bayrito family and subscribe. I upload every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. ColourPop No Filter Foundation. Here we go. Okay, so it's 9, it's almost exactly 9 in the morning right now. So I'm actually filming with complete natural lighting right now. I'm sitting in front of a window. Still working on getting my filming room set up, so in the meantime, we're doing living room filming. Actually, I need a plant back here. Just add another plant. I feel a lot better about life now. So I got two shades of the ColourPop foundation, the No Filter Foundation, shade Fair 30 and Fair 20. Haven't taken these out yet, haven't looked, haven't done swatches. All right, so you get a glass bottle and a pump. I like the packaging with the stars on it. It kind of reminds me of like Claire's or something, but I don't hate it. I've actually already dropped one of these and it didn't break, so that's a good sign that we have some sturdy glass here, I guess. First I'm just gonna shake both of these. Oh, this one sounds a lot more liquidy. I'm actually just gonna test both of these on my cheek a little bit first. Oh, I don't have any wipes over here. Probably need that, huh? So this one is Fair 20. Oh, it feels very thin. Okay, there's Fair 30. I think I'm gonna go in with Fair 30 and hope it doesn't oxidize. If this one oxidizes, I'll probably be 20. I'm gonna start out with a brush on this side of my face. I've already washed, moisturized, prepped my skin. So I'm gonna go in with my Sigma F80. By the way, my brush set with Sigma has been restocked, and I just wanna say thank you to everyone who's been supporting and purchasing one. I'm gonna insert some photos right here. I love seeing you guys posting with them on Twitter and Snapchat and Instagram and everything. We're back in stock. So if you missed the initial restock that sold out, there's plenty in stock now. So I'll link it down below. It's a little bit low right now. It feels very lightweight. Okay, I think that shade is a pretty good match. It's looking a lot less matte than I was expecting. It's looking kind of just like a satin matte right now. Right now it's looking pretty good. It looks a little bit makeup-y in certain areas. See how it does on the forehead. My forehead is like the true test because that's where I have a lot of texture, and foundations can just look super creasy and cakey and gross on my forehead. So we'll see. I like how thin it feels. It's a lot different than I was expecting. The consistency almost feels like the Huda Beauty foundation, actually. I wouldn't say it looks like phenomenal right on the center, but it doesn't look horrible. So let's try the sponge side now. I can still see a little bit of scarring coming through. This side looks like it's already starting to crease in my line right here. It looks like a high coverage foundation, but it's not opaque coverage. So let's see how it covers on this side with a sponge. Definitely looks like much lighter coverage with a sponge. Much lighter. It's looking like low medium coverage with a sponge. Yeah, way better coverage with the brush on this one. Ooh, I do not like how that looks with a sponge. This one looks much better with a brush, in my opinion. Even the finish looks a lot different, but the coverage difference is huge. If you want coverage, definitely go in with a brush for this one. Even smoothing it over with the sponge did something a little bit weird. It doesn't look super nice and smooth. It looked a lot better with just the brush on this one. So I'm going to go over this side a little bit with the brush to get the same kind of coverage that we have on the other side. Okay, so this does oxidize. You can see the difference in color already when I just put this on versus the color that it's darkened to. I would say it's darkened about a shade, so keep that in mind if you're looking for a shade. Okay, this one looks 50 times better with the brush. Okay, so this one right now for a more matte foundation on drier skin, it's looking pretty good. There are definitely matte foundations that have looked a lot worse. I wouldn't say it's the most natural looking foundation. I can just kind of see it in certain parts on my face, but it looks overall pretty right now. I actually really like the shade. You can see the shade darkening right here. This is where it kind of stops, so I'm going to just blend that down a little bit more. Right now, it almost looks like a radiant matte finish to me, which if I'm going to wear a matte foundation, that's what I like, rather than like a totally flat matte, because it just looks a little bit more dimensional like skin. It's already starting to look a little bit more makeup-y on my forehead. I'm going to get really up close. Okay, we can ignore my eyebrows. I lost my tweezers. Need to buy some new ones. Settings turned down on the camera and super up close. If you see blurs, it's the lens. I don't put any filters or anything on my videos. I want you to see things. I think it's picking up on camera. It just looks a little bit makeup-y and foundation-y. It is starting to settle over here, so hopefully that doesn't get worse throughout the day. But right now it's 9:21. So far, pretty good. We'll see how it wears throughout the day. Kind of indifferent to it right now. It's not one that I put on and I'm like instantly in love with, but it also doesn't look horrible. Always a good day when your foundation doesn't look like total shitsies, you know what I'm saying? So right now it's 9:22. I'm gonna do the rest of my makeup and I'll be back on camera to show you guys what it looks like. It's now 9:53. We're calling the check-in time 9:30 since that's when I finished up with the rest of my makeup. I looked out in my other window in other natural light, and over there, I think just because there's more light, I could see that it looks dewy out there. Like it looks like a radiant foundation. I liked it out there. It doesn't look the best right on here. Like I have foundations that look better on certain parts of my texture, but it doesn't look bad and it looks a lot more dewy. It could be my skin prep stuff underneath really coming through, but that's what I use with every single foundation. It looks like full coverage now that the rest of my makeup is on, but again, it's not super, super opaque. I think if you have acne, that it would probably not completely cover it, or you'd have to build it up just because my scarring I can still see. But for the most part, I mean, overall, it definitely looks like full coverage if you're just looking at my face, not super up close. One thing I like is that I didn't have to set my face at all. I didn't have to set my cheek area, my blush bronzer, and I actually didn't put on highlight today. Whoa. But it blended out easily without me having to set my foundation with the powder. If I do set my face, I only set my cheek area. I never set my forehead. With dry skin, my foundation looks 50,000 times better when I don't set my face, and my makeup stays on fine without setting it. So that's why I don't use powder. So far so good. I'm also liking the shade of this. It doesn't feel super heavy on the skin. I like that it's kind of like a more lightweight foundation. All right, so for the rest of my face, I used the bronzer I talked about in Wednesday's video. It's actually an eyeshadow. This is the CYO eyeshadow in the shade Nothing to It. Love this as a bronzer. I also used the same blush. This one is in Tell It Straight. Super pretty, like glowy peachy pink. I didn't put on a highlighter. I don't know, I wasn't feeling it today. For eyeshadow, I've been loving this thing. This is the Jouer Essential Jet Set palette. When I want just a cool tone smoky look, I've been going in with this palette. And then I put on the CYO Intergalactic shadow. This one's a little bit shimmery, just like a shimmery taupe, and I just put that on the little bit. And then for lips, I went in with the NYX lip liner in Peekaboo Neutral, and then topped it off with my Maybelline Vivid Hot Lacquer in Tease. Didn't put on lashes today, I'm just wearing mascara. I think I'm also going to be vlogging today, next moving vlog, so I'll show you guys some more moving progress. I think today I need to finally tackle the filming room. I need to do it. But check-in time is 9:30, so I'll see you guys in a few hours in, again, natural lighting. Okay, so it's 2:30, so it's been on for 5 hours right now. I've made major progress on the filming room. I am vlogging, so you guys will see it. So I've looked a couple times, and I feel like overall it looks good. It actually still looks pretty radiant. I'm super confused by the matte thing still because, I mean, it looks pretty like glowy to me. But in certain areas, it does look just a bit more foundation-y than I like. I'm getting quite a bit of creasing around my mouth area. Yeah, I don't know, just here down, I do feel like it just looks a bit more foundation-y than I can get with other foundations. Here's my forehead. Definitely looks better than a lot of foundations on my forehead, but I wouldn't like reach for this over some of my others at this point. But 5 hours in, this is what we're looking like, so I'll see you guys at the end of the night. Okay, so now it's 7:49, so it's been on for a little over 10 hours. I literally can finally just now see the floor in the office space. I just need to get it so I can put the table out so I can film in there tomorrow morning. That's my goal. I have to say I'm looking pretty dry. It has definitely kind of dried. Okay, what is going on with this focus? I've definitely gotten much drier looking and also just a little bit like cakier. Oh yeah, it just looks very dry. You can see it a lot right here. You can just see it sitting on my skin a lot now. Really does not look good around my nose area now. It's definitely changed quite a bit in the last 5 hours since I last saw you guys, so I wouldn't say this one on my skin is super long wearing, or I just don't like how it's turned, how it's changed in the last 5 hours. This one on my skin doesn't look bad, it's just not necessarily one I would reach for. I think some people could really like this one. I'm gonna try it with setting spray over top and see how it goes. I hope you guys enjoyed Foundation Friday. If you did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Let me know what you think of this foundation if you've tried it down below. I love you guys. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.